Thank you so much for joining us. Our fellow teacher, Christy Whitman, is back with us today to talk about releasing your pain body and living in your love body. Welcome back, Christy.
Thank you so much. So good to see you, Andy.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. So let's talk about energy mastery. What is that for people who don't know what that term is, and why do you think it's important in breaking free from trauma?
Well, it's everything that we're talking about because everything is energy. I mean, if we really look at the basis of what everything is, yes, we're physical, we live in a physical world, but under all physicality and under everything material is energy. And we know this now from quantum physics, from science, that even in manifestation world, right? Like if we want to manifest something, we first need to feel the energy of it before it actually manifests into a form. And so because the understanding that everything is energy, we have to look at the role that we play as a human being in this energy world that we're in, right? So it's like everything is energy and we are energy receivers. We need to be receiving in energy. That's how we continue to live. I mean, the very breath that's breathing us, the heart that's beating, we don't have to do that stuff, right? It's the life force that's in us, and that is energy. So if everything is energy and everything that's energy is the divine, then we are part of the divine. The divine is breathing us. And so is everything else that's energy, right? And so we are needing to receive in energy into our cells. Our cells literally need energy in order to live. And so energy receiver, we're also an energy container because we have to have energy in our body or we wouldn't be alive. And we're also an energy transmitter. That transmission is literally our consciousness, what we say, what we think, what our perspective is, what our emotions are, and what action we take. That's how we send out energy out into the universe. And by law of attraction, universal laws, energy gets matched by the same frequencies, and then those become our experiences and what we forms and the things, the relationships that we have in our lives. So to understand why it's important to be an energy master and understand energy mastery is that nothing in this universe is asserted, it's all attracted. And if we look at things like a pain or a trauma, well, let's not talk about at this point about why we attracted it, but let's say we didn't probably process the energy and the emotions around it. And what happens with that is something happens, right? Most of the time unwanted if it's something traumatic. Something happens, and if we don't process the energy, the emotions around it, what happens is the energy gets stuck. And that creates a bigger set point of a trauma. So energy stuck, it's not like energy just chills out. It continues to move. It's like a caged lion, it spirals. It creates a vortex of energy. And when it does that, that creates a higher frequency and intensity in the physical body that attracts things to it. Like that's law of attraction at its best. So most people are continuing to attract things to them by their pain points in their body. They continue to feel disappointed. They continue to attract things that anger them. They continue to attract things that frustrate them. They continue to attract things that sadden them because they're literally working and attracting from the pain body points, from the pain points, instead of the energy that's flowing through and the energy of the love body. So when we understand, I've attracted this, this is an assertion-based universe, things are not happening to me. I've attracted this. I have this pain that obviously, this trauma point that is literally calling this into my reality. I can find the energy imprint, let myself release it and feel it, and then bring in a new energy. Thing to understand is that when you're releasing any type of energy, whether it's frustration or sadness or anger, whatever it might be, the energy to then call forth and bring in is compassion. And so when we start to shift that energy imprint from, so let's just say it was hurt, right? Sadness, we release that and then bring in a sense of compassion. That energy of compassion is now closer to the energy of love, and it's closer to the energy of the divine. And so we're literally shifting these points every time we attract something that feels painful or is lighting up, or it's kind of like having those buttons, right? Something that pushes a button. The button is a pain point. It's like someone walking up to you and tapping you on the shoulder and saying, "How are you doing, Andy?" Right? If you have a sunburn, they tap you on that shoulder, you're like, ugh, right? And that's what happens to us, is that when we get lit up, when we feel that button being pushed, we look at other people and go, "Oh, that person's so rude," or "That person's so insensitive," or "It's that person's fault," or "If they would just be different, I could change." But when we come from the place of, wait, everything is energy. I am the energy being in my life. If my button's being pushed, if there's an emotion that's coming out of me, that's my emotion. That's coming from an imprinted place. That's mine to release, so that you're literally releasing the pain point and moving back into a love point.
AVAIYA has changed my life.
AVAIYA has made me the woman I am today.
AVAIYA is my home.
AVAIYA is personal freedom.
AVAIYA is the reason my life continuously improves.
Let everyone in your life know about AVAIYA.
Everyone needs to know about this amazing company.
Thank you, AVAIYA, for appearing in my inbox.
What Ike Allen and Andy Anderson have created at AVAIYA is what the world needs.